ridiculous complaints or anything of players being like,
Yeah.
oh, this is the worst or whatever. But, well, yeah. No, anyway, let's introduce the players and get more on into that. Spawning down the bottom left-hand side of the map. It's Bomber. Oh my god, he's going for a proxy.
Yes, and spawning in the top right. No idea a proxy is coming. It is Solar.
This is how this is old school right here. This is how you start off a best of 7. This is I've been through the ringer cojones from Bomber right now.
I'm liking it. Being slowed down a little bit by those slowing field, but
this
not
is
enough
so
to dissuade him
smart.
from doing.
Zergs move their overlords around the fields.
Ah, and they don't take direct routes generally anyway.
Yeah, not necessarily.
So-
But they always avoid the fields from what I've seen on this map.
Oh, Aki says that Fatty from Fatty TV loves slow fields. What does he like about them, Aki?
Fatty from Fatty TV.
Yeah,
I
a
am...
Twitch streamer, good dude,
Oh, okay.
and an attorney.
Oh,
So interesting combination.
don't
for
cheese
sure.
me or I'll sue you.
Basically, look at that Overlord poking around.
Oh.
He's close, but
He's
no
being
cigar.
so careful. Yeah, he's pulling it back just to have that bit of scouting off. And oh yeah, this is a non-scouted proxy.
It is. The other Overlord is making a beeline for the main base. It'll be too late to recognize that a proxy is happening here. Honestly, this is just going to be our annual Falcon Says Worker Scout. Just do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather know this is happening than not know this is happening.
I mean, there's a chance Solar still holds this because he's a god, but it's not looking like a good start. When a bunker's building and the Zerg is pulling drones,
Yeah, pull those drones, though.
well, you gotta be careful of your bomber not to let this Marine get surrounded. But there we go, 2 Marines, and he can even have 1 poke outside the slow field, so it's interesting to see how this works. The bunker does get cancelled, which is a very important to note. 2 more immediately start for Bomber. And now he's reaching that critical mass of firepower with these Marines. However, Solar has bought time in order to get out a few things, and yeah, he's going to pull drones to help work away on this, so Bomber's going to have to kite back to the best of his ability. You want to take down those high damage Zerglings, and he's doing a good job focusing them down, but he gets completely surrounded there by the drones. Is it going to be enough? It looks like this is going pretty darn well for Solar. Bomber's going to run to try and get on top of this bunker, but the bunker gets canceled, and Solar holds it.
Well, looks like Solar's a god today.
Yep.
That'll do. That'll do, pig.
This is when you're like bombing, you're like, what went wrong? I guess just having the first bunker be canceled, really, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's so important to get that first
Maybe
one
pull
down.
an extra SCV or something? It's tough to say.
Maybe. It's slow. Yeah, look at those barracks slowing down.
Here's a question. Can you, like, land a barracks between these 2 rocks? Can you build on the slow fields?
It looks like a really tight fit.
I mean, it's like kind of like a square, so...
Yeah.
Because that would be cool. But yeah, not a great start for Bomber having that just be shut down so hard. He's going for a 3cc follow-up because that's what you do when you fail a 2 racks.
Yes. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've held cheese from a Terran player and then been like, wait, but we're even now? What? How did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know if Solar's gonna let Bomber get away without it just like that. But because I feel like Solar's gonna make drones.
Although a Nidus would be pretty good.
It would be. And the gas mining's not really there. Or he threw 3 into gas again now. So yeah, he's getting back up into that gas mining. Just drones
But
on the
no,
way
let-
for now, though.
The
And-
timing doesn't make sense.
The 3rd is done for Bomber already. Or it will be done before Solar's, pardon me. Just about done. And yeah, this is like unbaneling bustable, by the way. This is a sick wall for Bomber.
Yeah, that is really good. That's like, what, 12, 10 banelings to take down the barracks? It's a large number.
It's so many that no one really knows how many it is. Because if you're doing that as a Zerg, you are seriously desperate. Or
Yep.
seriously ahead.
And that should take the wall down. That doesn't handle anything that is inside the Terran base. So.
Oh, Hellions are out though, so Ling's not able to counterattack. So Bomber gonna be taking map control after this, and maybe you're right. In which Bomber is just gonna be like one of Falcon's ladder games guys, and that he's just gonna macro up and be equal.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. We're 5 minutes in, and it looks like a regular TvZ, doesn't it?
Oh, man. There's only like 3 Lings out for Solar. Okay, there's a few more. Bomber does get deflected, so good reaction from Solar. Okay, yeah. That could have been really bad, but...
Yeah, handful of Lings, Queen DPS enough to chase it away. One more Hellion go down, but nice job
It's
keeping... Well, there we go. I was going to say nice job keeping it alive until it didn't anymore. These Lings are engaging off creep, and it's not a great idea, because there you go. Reinforcing Hellions showing up.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
Hellions?
Reinforcing Hellions.
Yes. Hellions who?
Okay. Oh, Bomber says, let's go for it again.
Again, I think it doesn't make any sense here.
I love the fact that he's trying it, because when Terran does kill a lot of drones, it's with an off timing like this.
Yes.
So it's something you gotta try. As Bomber, it didn't work out. Now he's got a Viking that's killed off 2 Overlords. Solar's droning up, though. I'd like to see a 4th start for Solar pretty darn quick here. As it is important to note, Solar has identified that this is mech. You saw the extra factory go up, which is a huge tell. And that's why he's going for this Roach style. And oh, an Infestation Pit on the way.
Yeah, Infestors are major game changers for Zerg, man.
I'm not even saying Infestors. This is going to be 100% Swarm Host.
But Infestors are also very good.
Infestors are also very good, yes.
I just... The number of TvZs that I cast that get into the late game, Infestors seem to swing the games in favor of Zerg more often than not.
Oh, absolutely.
Their fungal is really good. Infested or a neural parasite versus things like Thor's also very good.
Yeah. Infested Terran, yeah.
Yeah. Infested Terrans are pretty good against anti-air. I mean, against air units.
Oh, they just kill everything.
Yes.
But this, like, most games, the reason why I said that it's like 100% going to be Swarm Host, maybe I'll be proven wrong, and that it's only 99% going to be Swarm Host in my opinion, is that just any time that you get out a decent number of Swarm Host as a Zerg, and you've got, like, say 10 Swarm Host versus a Terran who's not super consolidated, because there's only really like 1 or 2 ways to deal with Swarm Host without getting chipped away how the Zerg wants to play. And that's either by having such a big mass that you just eat the waves, or just by counterattacking and keeping the Zerg busy, both of which are very tough to do in Bomber's current situation.
Yeah, for sure. Roaches get in and get some damage done. Do pull out, recognizing a little bit too much tank fire here.
Oh, wow, yeah, those Roaches. Oh, but look at that. Roaches and Ravagers at the 3rd base, too.
Yeah, once again, when the tank fire starts, that's the time to get the heck on out of there. Trying to keep that, or actually going after Vikings here. Cyclone's getting some serious damage versus these Roaches.
Oh,
nice
corrosive
corrosive
hit.
bile,
That was some
though.
nice corrosive bile, and there's Roaches in the natural again. Oh, man.
16 SCVs have died.
Yeah, Magfield Accelerator was not done. That definitely hurts as Bomber.
Definitely
Not quite making that
hurts.
hold happen. Maybe having some tanks slightly out of position, because in come these Roaches and Ravagers. Those fresh mules that Bomber dropped. Oh man, the corrosive bile picks off a few of them.
1 mule remaining there. Magfield Accelerator finishing up right now, but...
And now there's the Swarm Host here.
All right, here we go.
And-
Wave 1 of 18,000. Let's do this.
I think it might just take like 1 wave, because Bomber just doesn't have the stuff. That's it, GG.
Hellbat count 0.
Yeah.
There's your GG.
You get chipped away as a Terran, then a wave of Swarm Host or a wave of Locust comes on in, and even if you hold it, like it's basically like if you're not perfectly holding a Locust wave, you are not holding a Locust wave. You're just dead yet, and you don't know, because you lose a few units, the next one's just going to be worse. And that's why Bomber GG'd there. He maybe could have survived another minute or 2, but then the next wave, he's dead.
Yes.
Or maybe the one after that.
Yeah, without Hellbats, you're just not holding that,
Yeah.
for sure.
And maybe it does come back to those Hellions that he threw away earlier on in the game. But then just the harassment all over. Solar, such a good Zerg player.
He is. And again, this is his home field. This is where
It
he
is.
likes to play.
The tyrant of Afreeca world.
I'm gonna have to give him that official title. Yeah, I mean, looking at the graphs there, it was fairly even with Army supply. Solar was up on workers a little bit around the 7-8 minute mark, and then Solar just went nuts with Army and couldn't quite keep up. Bomber could not. So moving on into the next match here, game 2. We'll see if we get some more aggression out of Bomber or not. Again, it was close. That bunker goes down over at Solar's natural base, and it's a much different match. I firmly believe that. And if the cheese gets held, it definitely favors Solar. So Bomber took a risk. It didn't pay off, but it doesn't mean he is done. With definitely a best of 7. Many more games to come.
Yes.
And we're on Acropolis for game number 2.
Spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map, it's Solar.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, the Red Terran player, Bomber.
Bomber's portrait is a sick one. Or his avatar there.
Yeah. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's like a snake in a marine
rattlesnake
helmet, eh?
coiled up in a marine suit. That's terrifying.
That is awesome.
How does it even work?
I'm not sure, but Bomber's 2-raxing again.
Okay.
I love
All
it.
right, Bomber. He's like, you know what? Didn't quite work out the first time, but it was close.
He's
Let's
such
do
an
it
old
again.
school Terran. I love it.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, an Overlord's queued up to spot it.
You know how you don't have to prepare for swarm hosts? Is this.
This is true. Although that last game ended up at Swarmhost.
That's what I'm saying. If you do it well, you don't have to do swarm host.
Bomber added on an extra barracks this time, which is definitely better.
Oh, snap. Overlord. Oh, yeah. I thought I was going to change direction for a second, but nope.
Nope. Solar's
All right.
committed.
Yeah.
He doesn't change the path of the Overlord, so he lets... Or I guess Bomber had the watchtower anyway, so never mind.
Yeah, Bomber saw it. He saw he was scouted.
He knows.
And he's still kind of going anyway, though. Which...
Yeah, Solar's pulling 3 drones. I don't like this choice. Okay, he quickly adjusts it, because at this point you can't stop the barracks from getting up. You can try and shut down the bunkers, but you can't stop the barracks.
Right. Barracks have too much HP.
They do. Bomber did go for the 3 barracks this game, though, so he does have the higher marine production, which does help with the possibility of this rush working. Solar immediately threw up a spine crawler. If Bomber can get up, say, like a bunker or 2 just on the front of this, it can still work. And I mean, how many bunkers do you need to completely wall this? Is it just 1 more?
3? I think it's just the 3. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, though.
No, the drones are here. They're ready to go. Drones pulled out, going to those bunkers.
I like this,
hacked
though.
on.
Yeah, Bomber's getting close to getting up one of those bunkers. And look at this, he's pulling back so carefully. Solar has lost a lot of mining time as this has gone on, and Bomber's building up a high marine count. Like, this has been so much mining time lost.
Right, but Bomber can't get in that bunker. There's no way.
No, he can't, but still, like, Solar's income has just been kaput for the time being.
It's true. It's real bad. 3 times as much for Bomber right now. Bunker goes down. And the Marines are not going to go on creep, especially with a spine there to support. So just Bomber should go home. So once again, attempts it. Once again, held. This time a little bit more easily. Again, just because, well, he scouted it.
If you're Solar, I want to see another spine.
Bomber committing here?
Yeah, he has to. He's just making Marines still.
All right.
He says go bigger. Oh, there we go. SCVs are being pulled. I was just going to say.
There's your go big.
Another
go
spine
big.
is on the way for Solar. 2 more on the way. As all aboard, choo-choo. This could work.
Train.
Those extra spines aren't done. What's the unit count here? 21 Lings versus 16 Marines. That is some serious firepower. And Bomber says, let's go, all aboard.
Woo!
Marines coming in. They're going to try and focus down that spine crawler. Transfuse being dumped on into it. Those Marines are getting wrapped around by the Lings. Beautiful surround for Solar. That spine did not end up going down. Oh my god, Solar is a legend.
How did that spine survive?
Yeah. And how many did it kill?
7
8.
kills. 8 kills on that.
Oh man, he's just so good. Guys, what have I done? He's back. You know who is back.
I know. Totally your fault. 27 Lings died, but they were able to kill 17 SCVs, 16 Marines in a bunker.
It's just something about this tournament in which Solar's opponents are like, I just can't I just can't do it. He's just too good.
Try to cheese him. Doesn't work. Try to go late game with him. Doesn't work.
Now are
Mid
we...
game, also bad.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. He's just solar. He's so good.
He hasn't dropped a map yet.
I mean...
We are speechless.
Yes, we are.
Cyber Forest, by the way, for game number 3.
How do you think that goes if Bomber repositions the SCVs? Because they all kind of... They weren't there to cover the Marines.
No, they should have been.
Do you think Bomber was dead in that position regardless of what he did?
I mean, he kind of got crushed.
Yeah,
it wasn't like it was close, so...
I mean...
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
SCVs act as meat shields for the Marines. The Marines take down the Lings much more easily. Maybe the Spine Crawler goes down sooner. So maybe. Hypotheticals, man.
Hypotheticals. Go, go, go. We're loading on into map number 3. I mean, to be fair, Solar could make a deep run in this GSL. That is true. But it's been quite a while since Solar had a good GSL run. Like, it's been like a fair few years, hasn't it, since he made like a round of 8 or something?
Yeah, for sure. And GSL is not played on Afreeca TV, so...
It is... Well, yeah, it is broadcast, and Afreeca is the GSL guys, but...
But, I mean, not Afreeca World.
Not Afreeca World, no.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not a proxy spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map. It's a bomber.
What? Not a proxy. And in the bottom right, Red Zerg player, Solar.
I want to see CC first.
Okay, done. I'll make it happen.
Thank you.
Let me just chat bomber here. Really need to do OCC first. And he got back to me and said, okay. So here we go.
All right. It's not going to be a CC first, is it? Nope.
No.
The dream. I thought maybe I was like, come on, bomber, do it. Be the man.
Got my hopes up and everything.
Oh, just a good old barracks expansion, most likely coming out of him here.
Yes, BC Rush. Says Chicken. Let's do it.
Yeah, we haven't seen any BCs yet.
I just feel like Solar has seen that about 1,800 times and he's ready for it.
Yeah, he's just ready for everything. That's what makes him so good. Like, it's just daunting trying to take this guy down. And even if you can, and in a best of 7 versus him, even if you can win one map, it's just like, I'm just done. There's just no chance. As you gotta win 3 more. And that's why I guess maybe he does just fall in the later rounds of like a tournament or something, like, say, the GSL, because the other pros do perform for him very well and they hit those very crisp timings, whereas in Afreeca World, maybe it's a little bit more like freestyle in a sense.
Yeah.
Reaper moving across the map. Solar's planning on taking that third base. The drone sniffing some Vespine.
Reaper hanging out. Usually wants to be moving around a little, but busy back home, I suppose. Creep Tumor goes down without any issue there for Solar. And it's going to be Hellion Harass, very standard stuff. Starport on the way. And whatever add-on we get there is going to tell us a bit about what we're going to see. Yeah, I mean, Bomber's been pretty brave and pretty bold about diving his Hellions in part, and hasn't gone well for him. So if he wants to try it again, he needs to get like at least 8 or 9 drones in that, and he's just not.
Yeah, sometimes Zergs just cut the corners a little too much, but as you said, it just doesn't happen versus Solar, as he cuts those corners very cleanly. Like, he walks the line and does a perfect job of it. Rascal saying there's no GSL Cobalt, right? Because there was Acropolis. You are correct. This is the ladder maps. Afreeca World always played on the current patch of ladder maps.
Truth.
Stim is on the way for Bomber. Solar scouted it though. And it's a third CC. A Baneling Nest on the way for Solar, just trying to be safe. As, while he saw the stim, he could be thinking that maybe it's a fake out or something like that. Viking hasn't found a single Overlord. Solar's still in the dark about the third CC. He's getting up a lair, but he is going hard on that drone count.
As usual. I mean, you let him get to the 5-minute mark, he's going to have pretty decent worker count. Hive about 50% complete here. And yeah, Bomber just going for stim, +1. Everything you want to do as a Bio-Terran player in this situation. Creep spread not really being bothered all that much either to this point, although moving out with Hellions should be the beginning of the creep spread harass. It is pretty insane. And these, I'm not sure these Hellions want to do much with it. Bomber's third base is done, turning it into an orbital command before he lands it at the third base location, wherever he might choose. Hellions swinging around the right side, trying to see if there are any tumors over here.
Is he gonna sack him?
He's thinking about it. No, a little more cautious today. A little more cautious in this
Probably
match.
the right call.
Back. Yeah, there's a bunch of lings on creep with queen support. Rascal says, why did Bomber cancel stim and then change the concussive shells?
I didn't catch that, but it's very possible he did.
Hang on, what are the upgrades right now? No concussive shell, so maybe switch back to stim immediately, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what he means. That he like started it, stopped it, ended up going for stim. Sometimes pro players do things like that. Doesn't really affect the end timing of what upgrade he actually wanted.
Yeah,
maybe it
doesn't
was just
seem like it.
To mind game Solar a bit, who had an Overlord in at the time.
Overseer picked off. Solar scouting on that side of the map is now completely blind. Again, creep spread kind of nuts right up the middle of the map. It is approaching these units that we see right now.
It's just so quick.
That is not far away.
Yeah, it's just so quick as creep spread. Bomber is going to start dropping, and his drop play has been pretty aggressive, but also pretty great. We saw a lot of it versus Puck, and I mean, I think drops versus Solar definitely can work. That being said, though, a Spore Crawler in position, these Marines going to have to get on out of there, and oh, look at this, Solar already working away on that medivac. These Marines, they're in the main base, but they are pretty committed. Bomber going to focus down that Spore Crawler, wants to get those Marines up on Solar. Oh god, that medivac. Oh, that was a close one. Spore Crawler goes down. Maybe a few Lings died. Just a trade, and Bomber gets shut down. When do
Infestation pit coming up.
Yeah. Ezio is saying, when do Zergs throw down Hydroden or Spire? And it depends on the Zerg. Solar is just so confident that he doesn't even need it sometimes. Like, we saw him just make Lings and Banes and destroy alive in that first series that he played.
Yeah.
Infestation pit on the way. I want a hive. Okay, so it's probably going to be quick ultra if I had to guess, or he did go right into Broodlords previously.
Yeah, he's done that. Not that he really needed them all that much.
He's just so good.
He's got a bit of a group to the north there, trying to sneak in onto the third base. I don't know what it is about this map, but there's been a lot of ZVTs I've cast where that third base is under harassment pretty much the entire game.
I think it's going to be the main. He's loading up Dropper Lords.
Ah, Drop Lord upgrade. Okay, that does make it interesting. No Nidus, old school drop lord play. If he can keep those out of the range of the sensor tower, which he's doing so far.
Oh, man. Terrans don't expect this. Bomber, he's got a few Marines back at home. He's got his production streaming out. How prepared for this is he, though? As he's just inching forward.
He's worried about Solar's army on the creep right there, and as a result, the banelings are being unloaded in the main without any...
their third is under fire. Their Marines are running, or SCVs are running, so they're fine there. But in the main, is he prepared? Bomber has production, though. Yeah, nicely done. Good defense
Marines
from
in
Bomber.
great positions there. That was held probably as well as he can, considering he didn't scout it.
Yeah, actually beautiful,
look at that.
considering a lack of scouting. And if we take a look right now, Bomber has himself a pretty good 2-2 timing compared to Solar. He's got tanks using this choke point. Gonna run back into those tanks, which are gonna fire on those banelings. The banelings get decent connections, but I think probably a pretty decent trade for Bomber, who's now rolling forward with more tanks. This could be his moment. Lots of tanks for Bomber, lots of Marines. Solar's trying to tech into that hive tech. He's got a decent number of banelings, and he's making more, but this could be a work and push for Bomber.
Indeed it is. Looking scary. That's a lot of
Oh my
lings.
gosh, that counterattack is going to be absolutely insane. Bomber's just going to try and keep this going. Oh, the depot does get raised. That is so critical. Bomber just says, all right, SCVs, you're on your own.
Ultralisk Cavern on the way, almost done, but it's not going to be here to deal with this. Baneling's getting some decent hits off
Look
there.
at all the tanks, though. They're firing away. Those banelings are disappearing.
Yes. Such a different scenario with tanks on the field for Bomber this time around. It's
Yeah,
looking
it is.
good.
SCVs are coming to the front.
Well, you can't get any mining done to the third, boys. Let's go to the front door.
Looks like
42 lings in production. The tank count is falling here.
Yeah, it is.
Holy
Looks like
crap,
Solar is cleaning this up.
How? How does he do this? He's a magician.
He's so good. He's a wizard.
He just... That was a really, really big and scary Terran force with a ton of tanks. All he had were lings and banelings. And he did it. What?
Bomber bringing his SCVs back home. Gotta get them mining. I mean, he does have a fourth base. He's got his 3-3 on the way, so he's not out of this just yet, but what a beautiful hold by Solar, and oh my god, look at this base. 63 health. Bomber wants to finish that base off, if he can. As if he had got that, his situation would have been a lot better, but for now, Solar just keeping his great economy on track. He's going to start Ling counterattacking once again. Bomber's done a pretty decent job defending of them so far, just the harassment, not really that big Ling base trade. But now Solar's just going to be throwing more at him because he's got the opportunity to do so. The fourth base is being denied, and oh, look at that creep. Just shoots forward. So many tumors. This is insane. Look at how fast that creep spread from all those tumors. That creep just shoots forward.
Whew.
And there's banelings. And there's 60, or there's ultras, and there's 63 marines.
He just doesn't have the answer to ultras right now.
Look at all
Tank
these
count is
things.
nice.
Solar is maxed out. It is so much Zerg. He's playing it careful, though. Doesn't want to attack into a terrible choke point. This Liberator...
horrible place to live.
Picking off a few drones here. No, look at that. Liberator at each base. A nice move from Bomber. Very cool harassment. Would be nice to see him tap off this base, but as far as committing to a big attack, I think Bomber could just drastically be overstepping. Ling counterattack is going to be getting shut down, though. And Bomber's going for it. I mean, this is one bold play, trying to make this attack work with just Marines. And oh, the Zerg is coming in from every angle. Oh my god.
Banelings, Ultralisks, tanks, everybody going down.
GG.
That's how you beat a Terran push. 360 surround on creep. Solar knows how to handle that. He wins it. He's up 3-0 in this best of 5.
He is indeed beautiful. Beautiful play from the Zerg.
Man, he has such a worker advantage, too. Starting around the 6-minute mark, it just goes whoosh.
A scrappy game in which Bomber had chances, but we could be seeing the end of this here. We don't see a lot of reverse sweeps in Afreeca World, to be honest with you guys.
I can't remember one.
It's been a while. I think maybe the last one to do it was it Parting versus Classic or something?
That sounds like parting. Sounds like a parting thing to do.
Yes, very...
Although I do want to venture a guess here that none of the reverse sweeps were versus Solar, so...
No.
No.
I think Let's take a look here. Does that page show the score? Doo-doo-doo. Does not. What is going on with this page? Oh no, something happened to the Liquipedia. It's no longer displaying the players who won. Someone butchered it. Oh well. Anyway, looks like everyone's ready. The players want to get into the next match, and I'm sure you guys watching want to as well.
Indeed, everybody is ready to go here. Let's hear it for Bomber, guys. Let's hear it in chat. Get some Terran representation here.
He needs your energy, guys.
He does. I don't know what we spam for Bomber. Bombs maybe?
Bombs for Bomber?
Yeah. Makes sense.
It's a best of 7.
We're on
He's got
King's
himself
Cove.
a 3-0 lead, spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map. It's Solar.
And in the bottom right, he needs your bombs. It's Bomber.
Yeah, bombs for Bomber. Science Bear saying, Bomber, take my energy. Check in Mr. Bomber, please.
There it is. Science Bear rooting hard for the Terran. It's time for Battle Cruiser Rush. When all else fails, BC Rush, man. Even though, again, I am fairly sure Solar knows what to look for, knows how to respond to it, and it's not going to challenge him whatsoever, but he's got to switch it up.
Yeah, you do. I'm trying to think of what you do to catch a Zerg like Solar off guard. And I literally can't think of anything. Like, what could you do?
Proxy Widowmine Rush.
Okay, maybe.
Get him into those mineral lines.
Yeah.
Zois says Parting versus Classic was not a reverse sweep after all.
Was it not? Well, then what was... Have we had a reverse sweep in Afreeca World? This is a good question. That, unfortunately...
Science Bear got some bombs. Oh, there are bombs in here. Nice. You know, let me do 3 at a time. Come on, Africa. Let me spam. There we go. That's nice. I like that. We didn't have Bomber back just for the bomb emoji.
I guess maybe the Liquipedia thing that shows the results or whatever is down. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Anyway. Here we are. Overlord has now been watched go across the map, and that's because it's a pretty normal opening. The Reaper is coming through. Gets across King's Cove pretty quickly. Lings are out, though. Bomber shoots 1 shot at that drone. Just to remind him to cherish every single day.
Live in the moment.
You never know when your number's up as a drone.
So true. You're really squishy. A lot of stuff wants to kill you.
Tumor could get picked off. Nicely done by Bomber. That's what you want as a Terran in the early game. That is a valuable target.
Amen.
As we saw how far Solar's Creep got across the map in those previous games, that was because of that tumor. And that's a nice start for Bomber.
I mean, he needs a good start to have a good middle, so far so good. I don't know, man. Zois says top Terrans get 4 Hellions in the mineral line drones, but he's tried that. Bomber has tried some 2 to 4 Hellion attacks, and it's just not doing anything.
Top Terrans get Hellions and kill lots of drones, but top Terrans don't necessarily make it happen versus Solar consistently.
No, definitely not.
If you could consistently get Hellions into a... Oh, look at that Bomber. He's just not happy. Has to cancel a supply depot, place it off position. If you miss... If you, like... If Terrans could consistently get Hellions into a Zerg's mineral line, they would do it every single game.
Well, here's the thing. You can get them in there, but then they all die.
They do, yes.
You're not guaranteed to get any drone kills either.
You're not. It's kind of luck of the draw in a sense. The Zergs get...
Yeah.
It's a phase. The Zergs get complacent. They over-drone and they underproduce units. and then
Yep.
you get in. But someone like
Yes.
Solar does not do that too often.
Correct.
Right now,
And even somebody like Solar can take 10 to 12 drone kills depending how things go,
and
but it's
yeah.
a risk.
And he's just going to be cheesing the bejesus out of Bomber right now. Bomber, who's
Yes.
going for a Marauder, Viking, Marine push,
He's
is going to be
pushing
running
out.
into all these lings, perhaps? He sees them. So this attack is going to be coming his way. He's going for a third CC follow-up. Solar's probably going to target that down if I had to guess. The Hellions are returning for Bomber. I mean, this is actually an all-in that Solar was planning. A lot of those lings getting fried on up.
Yeah, that's a lot of barbecue lings there. No Hellions
There's
go
the
down at all.
Nidus.
The
It's
Nidus
gonna be-
begin.
Yeah, okay. Did
And
Bomber commit
Rascals-
across? Oh, Bomber is still committing here. Oh, man. Yeah, that's not what you want as Bomber.
Nidus erupting. There it is. There's the everybody hates to hear. Lings and queens are inside the main base. There's literally nothing to stop this right now. SCV's getting pulled off the line. All that lost mining time is for real. There's a couple
yeah.
Hellions here, but that's about it. They're trying to come home, but forcing a liftoff on the main base is a problem.
Yeah, that
And,
third CC being canceled was a big move.
This is brutal.
Bomber
All
does
right,
stim on the way.
Hellions versus Ling Queen.
I mean, the Hellions take care of the Lings, no problem. The problem is,
They
in
do.
fact, the Queens. There's no armory
SCVs?
anymore, so... Oh, that
Yeah.
medevac getting focused down. Yeah, the Hellions just, since they can't transform into Hellbats, I mean, they're getting some nice shots off on those Lings.
Yeah, don't go in there, Zerglings. That place is death. He keeps going in there.
Yeah, you don't want to be
He's
going
not
in
doing
there.
anything with those. Wow, that's a lot of dead
There
Zerglings
is
for effectively
Concussive Shell,
nothing.
too, so there is a universe in which Solar overextends and the Marauders punish him. Bomber's getting an armory on the way. He throws up a third CC once more.
These queens just are not dying,
Yeah,
though.
and those Hellions in the back are just not... There we go. That's a much better angle for the Hellions. Than
Yeah,
Marauders.
there we go.
Okay, he's starting to focus down Queens. Hellions working away on the Lings. Look at
No
this.
Hellions go down, and Bomber
I mean,
chases him back home.
get out of here, Zerg. He says.
This is not your house. Why are you in my house?
Solar dilly-dallies a bit, loses an extra queen or two. Bomber can't land his command center,
That's an
and
issue.
his scan is on his command center.
I mean, Solar didn't win with that, but
I mean, Bomber's going to counterattack. And Solar has nothing. He's getting a Baneling Nest on the way, but there's going to be a Liberator, there's going to be Marauders. SCVs are coming along for the ride, because why not?
and Solar's droning up in response to this. I'm not sure that was the right idea.
Bomber could counterattack and kill. Solar's trying to get up a Spire. He's just like, okay, I'll just win with Mutas. No, you got to win with Mutas and survive.
Oh,
You gotta survive before
snap.
you... Look at
Baneling's
this.
coming
oh my
up,
God,
but
that's
it's too
all
late.
the Banelings transforming into Banelings.
The
at this.
queens are here. There's a Liberator shutting that down, though.
Bomber isn't
Whoa.
going to take this map.
The Banelings are getting roasted up. A
Oh,
couple of them come out, but it's not enough.
yeah, it's definitely
I don't
not.
think-
These Hellbats are still an issue. Mutas are going to be popping out in seconds, but seconds are long here. When
When all your queens are dead and you have
Yeah.
0 Zerglings.
24 seconds for a Mutalisk to build, and there's not a lot for Solar.
It's only 4 Mutalisks, too. Which, it take a while to kill these things. They've got Medivacs supporting them. I think Bomber just took a game.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he's like, huh, I'm not getting 4-0'd here. And playing excellently. Solar hides his drones in the Nidus, but if the Nidus dies, so do all the drones, and he's already taken so much damage losing this hatchery. He's losing mining time. Bomber is macroing up behind this, and GG.
Hey!
Bomber keeping the dream alive. You know how we were talking about no reverse sweeps in Afreeca world?
True. Rascal
Could this
looked
be
it up.
one?
I mean, I keep spamming those bombs. I
Yes,
guess is what I have to
bombs
say
for
about
Bomber,
that.
guys.
Bombs for Bomber. Chat's going crazy with Korean. Can't read any of it, but
Yeah. That was crazy. That was like two wacky builds hitting each other, and in the end, almost, I'd say surprisingly that works out for Bomber, because he was being pulled back and forth a bit. He wasn't sure whether to attack or come home and defend. In the end, though, he comes home, defends.
yeah, Science Bear extremely happy about that result. Can't say that I blame him. That was, yeah, that was very weird from Solar. Like, I don't know what he was thinking Bomber would do in that situation.
Yeah, it's tough to know exactly how to navigate those situations.
Rascal in chat, very happy too.
Okay, well, we're making sure that everyone... yeah. Yeah, we're getting into map number 5.
Yeah, no sweep today. And Bomber is very capable of coming back on this thing. We've seen him have amazing results in the past. It seems like he hasn't
We are
lost
actually loaded
much
up
of a
onto the
step.
wrong map, I think. We'll just double check on that.
Oh, okay.
Game paused.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, Bomber said it was okay, but all right. We're out.
Yeah, we'll remake.
Yeah, we'll get it correct. That's the right way to do
Yeah, I
things.
pointed that out, but missed the Kairos Junction there.
Was that Bomber's map?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it was. He says it's okay, but
Yeah.
seeing as how it was predetermined, we should probably stick on it.
Yeah. I think I'm okay with that. And let's get Solar in here. We should be ready to go. But again, thanks for hanging out. You can find both LaughNgamez and me out on YouTube and Twitter. Best places to find us for daily StarCraft stuff. Really incredible content from LaughNgamez too. He gets some great players out there. I do Lobby stuff. I do Brood War quite a bit if you're interested in that. And then StarCraft 2. Pretty much evenly split between the two these days, which is a lot of fun. Kind of exercises my casting muscle to go back and forth between Brood War and StarCraft 2 pretty consistently. And
Yeah, that's hard, man.
I think. Yeah, I mean, for the first few months I did it, I would call things by the wrong name all the time.
Oh, man.
Just because their analogs were so close, like spore colonies and spore crawlers. Huge problem. Effectively the same thing, same names almost, but different enough that it always threw me. So, it's fun though. I like it.
Okay, here we are,
Anyway.
spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map. He took a map. He made him bleed. It's Bomber.
All that for a drop of blood. In the bottom right-hand corner, Solar.
That was such a good line in that movie, by the way.
I tell you, absolutely the best villain the MCU has had, I think.
Oh, I think so. That's gonna be a tough one to top.
Yeah. Saw a really good How It Should Have Ended.
Oh, was that
They had
actually a good one? It's been a while since I watched one of those.
I had a fairly new one a couple days ago. And yeah, so it's basically like, we have a time machine, where should we go back? And it's like, well, how about when Thanos was chilling on that planet and had all the Infinity Stones before he destroyed them? And everybody was like, oh, that's a good idea. It never came up in the film. Nobody even considered it. Like, we have a freaking time machine. We're not going to look at that particular point in time.
But that wouldn't go too bad. It wouldn't go well for them, right? Because he'd still have all the Infinity Stones, right?
He would, but he's beatable, especially if you have Captain Marvel.
That's true. No
What?
way.
What do you mean, no way?
Thanos with all 5 stones, she doesn't stand a chance.
No, not by herself.
Even with all the others. He's got all the stones, like, that's it.
Dude, Thor killed him when he had all the stones by himself. Remember that? He just didn't go for the head. He goes for the
Yeah,
head
but
this
that was
time.
like
It's
a
over.
fluke.
What?
Thanos had just got the stones, man.
Yeah, and he had wiped out like 10 heroes already. And you're
Yeah.
saying that like 11th one that got lucky? I guess that could happen again.
Yeah, no way. Because I mean, I guess they could get the jump on him probably because he didn't care much at that point.
Yeah.
But he destroyed all the stones.
Eventually, yeah, he did. But not for a while.
But no way, like you can have a dozen Captain Marvels. Thanos just
Wow.
he's got all the stones, man.
Yeah, Thor. Thor is around.
Doesn't matter. You can have a dozen Thors too.
Except for the one time that Thor killed him when Thanos had all the stones. Except for that time. Every other time.
But he didn't actually kill him.
He did too. Well, he would have.
See, he would have. He did not. Anyway,
All right, enough.
yeah, this game's going on, but spoilers aside, why didn't they go back in time and save Tony Stark? They had the stones
now that they
at
have
the
a time
end.
machine.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Anytime you introduce time travel into your story, it ruins it. It ruins it every time.
It makes nothing has worth like weight once there's time travel. It was like, oh well, this will be fixed.
Well, and then the paradox concept. If you have a time machine and you can change the timeline, so you go back in time so that Thanos doesn't make the snap happen. Okay, so in your timeline, what was your motivation to going back and making sure the snap doesn't happen if it never happened? It drives me crazy.
That's why I wasn't too happy when there was time travel in the final movie.
I was hoping that they
did
weren't
it
going to
very
do time
well.
travel.
As far as time travel goes, they did a darn good job, though.
Well, what they did was multiverse. They refused to call it multiverse. They tried to pretend it was a single timeline, but it wasn't.
Oh, no. Yeah, I guess.
It was multiverse.
Yeah,
they created a universe in which Loki escaped after the Battle of New York. And they created a universe. What was the other thing they messed up? There's something else they changed. Oh, yeah, Cap.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Like, Cap's running around all through history. I don't know. It's weird.
It is indeed weird. Still. Good movie. StarCraft.
Right, StarCraft is happening.
I mean, it's a pretty standard opening so far. The Viking denying Solar. Scouting Bomber, he's going for a 2-base play. No third CC just yet. Getting up an eBay, getting up Stim. And then, gonna be going for what looks like it's the makings of an early tank push. Or early-ish tank push, most likely.
Yeah,
Solar's
it seems like
trying to scout. Bomber's making sure that does not happen.
He's got to set off some alarm bells. He's got to be like, all right, what are we hiding here if Hellions are... Solar does like knocking down those rocks. Just additional attack paths and defense paths are always nice in StarCraft.
Look at this Viking.
Viking playing with fire, man.
Go back to the cinematic. Okay, there we go. I mean, he killed off a couple of lings. 5 kills for a Viking, that's more than most.
Oh, for sure. Very effective thus far.
And Bomber's going to be having Stim pretty darn soon here. Combat Shield's going to be the follow-up, so maybe waiting for Combat Shield and Stim Pack before going for it. Yeah, that'll... Or Combat Shield and +1 and Armory on the way. Maybe that Armory is for the Hellbats or something. It's interesting. Because this is not macro for Bomber, because there's no third CC, but then he's delaying his push a little bit. So an interesting choice here, to go for something like an Armory. Like, what's the Armory for?
Additional upgrades eventually?
But you're going for a 2-base timing attack.
Maybe you're planning for the late game just in case this doesn't work?
But he's got to start plus... yeah, I know.
I'm trying to find something.
Just an early Armory there for Bomber. Interesting thing. Whether that Armory will be relevant, we don't know, because this Bomber could be living and dying by this attack. Solar has already done a good job in cleaning up those rocks. Very important for the Zerg that they are not there. Bomber, he's got to see just tanks up right now. Oh, we've got a second.
And he does. Look at that.
Bomber's stimming forward. Oh man, there's no Baneling speed just yet. There's gonna be it done in a second.
2,
Solar's trying to save that base.
Go.
Oh, there's the Bane's done.
Oh,
and
the surround on the tank.
Boom, bang. The hatchery gets saved. Bomber gets shut down.
GG.
GG.
That was a crushing.
We spent more of that game talking about Marvel than we did the StarCraft, but that was just an odd push for Bomber. That's one of the may as well try it, but GG. Solar takes the 4-1 victory, going overall 8-1 versus Terran, or 7-1 versus Terran. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. 3 and 4. You got it. Good math.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I don't know if that Baneling speed is 10 seconds later. Does that make a difference? Like maybe that base
maybe
goes
Bomber
down.
should have moved out a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Attacks like that are always tough to make happen, and they can always go a different way. In the end, though, Solar winning, like that last game that Bomber took was great. This one he was just like, oh, I didn't expect to win. So I got to pull out another build, and that one just didn't do it. But no, great to see Bomber back in Codas. Solar also in Codas once again, looking very, very good. So keep an eye on him.
Yeah, love to see him make some noise for sure. Like you said, it's been a while, so
Absolutely.
it'd be nice.
And then there's going to be Bomber playing on Sunday. If you want to see more Bomber, guys, on Sunday he's going to be playing a best of 7 versus Super at 7 a.m. Pacific. So that should be a best of 9 versus Super at TVP. So that'll be a great match. We saw him versus Puck. He'll be taking on that other Protoss player, Super, a very good player who's coming back into form. And if you want to get updates on other things like that with Falcon Paladin and I, you can check us out on Twitter and YouTube. That is linked in the announcement blurb there up in the chat. So, or it's not actually linked, but yeah, Google our names will pop up on YouTube and Twitter, where we both regularly post.
Yeah, I don't think our names exist anywhere else, honestly, on the internet, so that'll work.
Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
Thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. Do you have anything else to add before we close?
No, that's it. Really fun to see Bomber back here. Again, Solar stomping everybody into the ground. Got to be careful. Back, always.
Yes.
But I want to see more Bomber. Let's make that happen.
Yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah, take care. Bye.